These guys were once the most dangerous criminal gang in the world, but now they've turned good. The problem is, a new villain has appeared in the city, and our heroes have only one chance to prove their innocence. This story begins in Cairo 5 years ago. A billionaire named Suleiman scolds his servant for a disappointing breakfast. Security notices that one of the security cameras has stopped working. It turns out that criminals have broken in. Among them are the hacker Tarantula, the master of disguise shark, the aggressive piranha, the snake hacker, and the gang's leader, the brave wolf. In just a few seconds, these bad guys find Mr. Suleiman in the palace and begin to scare him. The robbers open a secret room in the billionaire's palace and discover a very luxurious car inside. They steal it, leaving Suleiman a box of explosives as a farewell gift. Yes, these are the real bad guys. The entire Cairo police force gives chase, but these hooligans are impossible to catch. They're too fast, too agile, and too cunning. The wolf and his gang rush to the big bridge, where the police are already waiting. The bad guys use the ramp and literally fly over the bridge. They're very pleased with themselves. 5 years pass. During this time, our heroes have found a new girlfriend, saved an entire city from an evil guinea pig, spent time in prison, and become good guys. Now the wolf drives a small, old car that constantly breaks down and no longer breaks the law. He wants to get a job at a bank, but he's rejected because he's robbed it 3 times. The piranha, the shark, and the tarantula also can't find work. No one wants to take a former criminal into their group. Wolf has no money to pay the rent. He returns home and learns that a new criminal, nicknamed Phantom, has appeared in town. No one knows who he is, and many suspect that the Phantom doesn't actually exist, and that all his crimes are committed by our bad guys. Soon, the snake returns home. He looks like he just came from a vacation at a resort. Literally a minute later, Snake leaves again and warns his friends that he won't be spending the night at home. During training, Wolf confides in his friend, Governor Diana Lysington, that society still doesn't like bad guys. Afterward, Wolf and Diana begin flirting. They are stopped by the governor's assistant. Diana has to go to an important meeting. As she leaves, she tells Wolf that he needs to give people one more reason to love him. Our hero goes to Police Commissioner Misty Luggins. He offers her his help in finding the mysterious criminal Phantom. Soon, Tarantula, Shark, and Piranha join Wolf. They review all the evidence and CCTV footage, then call Snake, but he doesn't answer. Wolf notices that Phantom is stealing jewelry made of a rare metal called magophenite. This means they need to tighten security around such items. After some thought, the bad guys decide that Phantom is actually the Snake. He's leaving for various training courses at the exact time the robberies are taking place. Snake had said he was going to the Lords of the Beam tournament that day. Incidentally, the winner of this tournament will receive a belt made of magophenite. Our heroes immediately set out to search for their treacherous comrade. But how can they find him among such a huge crowd? A police commissioner appears at the tournament. Our heroes knock her out and lock her in a portable toilet. Afterwards, they find the Snake and attack him. But it turns out he's not the criminal. In fact, Snake came to the tournament with his new girlfriend, Susan. And they make a very odd couple. The tournament is won by the reigning champion, HEROE. They're about to give him the magophenite belt, but at that moment a new competitor appears in the ring. He's big, strong, and hides his face behind a pig mask. The bad guys are convinced he's a Phantom. The new wrestler easily defeats HEROE, and Wolf and his comrades try to stop him. A furious duel ensues between the mysterious wrestler and the bad guys. Our heroes try to remove their opponent's mask. It turns out it's really a pig, and a girl at that. The cunning pig secretly places the championship belt on the piranha. The audience immediately assumes the bad guys are committing another robbery and gives chase. The police commissioner bursts out of the portable toilet and becomes enraged. Our heroes are surrounded by police, but Susan appears behind the wheel of a hot dog van and helps the bad guys escape. Misty Luggins orders several police helicopters to search for them. Susan explains that she used to work as a pizza delivery driver, but was fired for constantly speeding. She treats the bad guys to lollipops. Everyone takes them, except Wolf. Susan and Zmia tell the story of how they met. It was love at first sight. The governor receives a call from the wolf, who tries to explain that the bad guys are innocent. Diana believes him and promises to help. She decides to revisit her past and don the costume of the notorious criminal, Redpaw, Once again, Wolf returns to his van and notices that all his friends are fast asleep. At that moment, Susan knocks him out. Our heroes awaken in an abandoned factory and see a criminal standing before them. This is the Phantom, though this treacherous villain's real name is Kitty. Her gang includes the same pig named Oinkle and Susan, or rather, this cunning bird is called Lady Shadow. She used the serpent to find all the bad guys. Instead of being upset with his girlfriend, the serpent fell even more in love with her. No one had ever managed to fool him before. Kitty explains that they're planning to steal the experimental Moon X rocket, and the bad guys are supposed to help them. Our heroes refuse, and Kitty and her friends begin blackmailing them. It turns out they have a video recording of Diana. It reveals that Governor Diana Lissington is actually a dangerous criminal, a red-headed slut. If the bad guys don't help them steal the rocket, the whole city will learn the governor's secret. Wolf loves Diana, so he's forced to agree. Meanwhile, Diana herself visits the notorious villain Professor Marmalade in prison. Hearing the word magophenite, he invites the governor to play a simple children's game with him. Kitty and her friends distribute hacking equipment to the bad guys. They need to steal a smartwatch from the rocket's owner, Mr. Moon. This watch controls everything from the main gate to the rocket's flight controls. Mr. Moon is getting married, and our heroes infiltrate the ceremony. Each one uses their own superpowers. For example, Shark changes his identity, Snake opens all the locks, Piranha gets rid of the guards, and Tarantula hacks the electronic security system. Wolf approaches Mr. Moon disguised as a wealthy investor, starts a conversation about business, and plans to swap Mr. Moon's watch for a fake. At that moment, the same billionaire Suleiman we saw at the beginning of this story appears on the stairs. Wolf is so frightened that he doesn't manage to take Mr. Moon's watch. Kitty is furious. They need to come up with a new plan quickly. The wolf dresses up in the bride's dress, and the shark conducts the wedding ceremony. Suleiman takes a closer look at the bride and realizes that the wolf's face is hidden beneath her veil. He recalls the robbery 5 years ago and demands that the ceremony be stopped. Suleiman tears the bride's veil off and reveals an ordinary girl. The wedding continues, and the bad guys and bad girls drive away with Mr. Moon's watch. On the way, Wolf explains the details of this grand heist. The thing is, he's a true master at deceiving people. Mr. Marmalade loses and tells Diana that with magophenite, she can steal all the gold in the world. The trick is that it's a powerful magnet that attracts gold. Mr. Marmalade admits that he recently told the same information to another visitor. It was Kitty. Diana immediately sets out to find the villain. The criminals celebrate their victory. Kitty gives Wolf the flash drive with the video about the red paw, but says that being criminals is much more interesting and fun. Wolf secretly records everything she says and wants to go to the police immediately with his comrades. Then they'll be acquitted, and they can return to their normal lives. But Kitty and her friends prevent our heroes from leaving and capture them again. The criminals demonstrate how the MacGuffinite works. Now the bad guys know that Kitty's gang is planning to fly into space and steal all the gold on Earth. A vengeful Kitty uploads a video of the red paw online. Now the whole world knows the truth about Governor Diana. Kitty, Oinkle, and Lady Shadow head to the space station to fly off into space on a rocket, and the bad guys are arrested by the police. Red Paw sneaks onto the landing platform and battles the 3 criminals. Diana is a very skilled fighter and quickly knocks out her opponents. Then Kitty says the secret of the red paw has been revealed, and Diana is now facing prison. Kitty fires a tranquilizer dart at her. Before she loses consciousness, Diana manages to get aboard the rocket. Professor Marmalade is released from prison early. Now the bad guys will take his place. Our heroes try to tell the police commissioner the whole truth, but Misty doesn't believe them. However, after a few minutes, she changes her mind and agrees to help the bad guys get onto the rocket. Kitty and her friends begin the launch. The rocket takes off, and the station's personnel are urgently evacuated. Misty flies toward the rocket in a police helicopter with the bad guys. Our heroes jump right onto the rocket, run along it, and soon get inside. They're headed to the International Space Station. The bad guys end up in zero gravity, find spacesuits, don them, and then try to stop the criminals. The magophenite takes effect. Like a giant magnet, it attracts all the gold in the world. Jewelry, Cars, coins, gold bars, absolutely everything is being sent off into space. The criminals are quite pleased with themselves. It's the true crime of the century. They spot the bad guys and plan to get rid of them. Wolf finds the kitty, and they begin a fight in zero-gravity mode. The criminal breaks the control panel. During the furious battle, Wolf manages to steal Mr. Moon's smartwatch from her. With their help, Wolf directs the missile straight into the magnet. The explosion destroys it, and all the stolen gold flies back to Earth. The enraged Kitty tries to get rid of Wolf, but Diana stops her. Finally, she can get revenge on Kitty and even kiss Wolf. The space station begins to fall to Earth. Oinkle, Lady Shadow, and Kitty escape in an escape pod. The fate of the bad guys and Diana is unknown, so they are officially presumed dead, and the criminals are sent to prison. But don't be sad, the bad guys and Diana manage to survive. They used the second escape pod and are now working as secret agents. Almost like the Men in Black, only much cooler.